Anthem sung, the fireworks have gone off, the smoke is filtering its way out of the stadium, and welcome to the Frozen Frontier, sponsored by the Greater Rochester Area Honda Dealers and presented by Labatt. And we welcome all of our viewers watching on Time Warner in Rochester and Buffalo, as well as around the country and abroad on the NHL Network and Sportsnet. We welcome all of you here this evening, as we'll be having the ceremonial puck drop, but pageantry galore, Rick.
It definitely is. I'm looking out over the field here in the far right-hand corner. I can't tell if that's an 8 or an 18 for the degrees out there, but it's awful chilly up on the right-hand side there over by the compressor truck.
I can see that number. It says 18.
Yes, definitely so. We're not talking about the sweaters here tonight, and I said Cleveland in the opening, and that was because of the Cleveland walking out and had played against the original Cleveland Barons.
Well, it's awful hard not to call them Cleveland, because obviously they play right there, the same place as the Cavs. In fact, it's the same ownership for the Cavs and the Lake Erie Monsters, and they decided to call themselves Lake Erie, and but it's still hard to not call them Cleveland.
Well, it definitely is, and again, I talked about these two teams doing battle the other night, and they've met each other each time so far here in Rochester. They meet 10 times this year. The first 5 are in Rochester. The next 5 are in Cleveland.
All right, we have Ted Black, the president of the Sabres, and Naomi Silver, I think she's president of the Rochester Red Wings, as they drop the puck. The ceremonial puck drop, Matt Ellis of the Amerks and Brian Lurk of the visiting Lake Erie Monsters for the ceremonial puck drop.
Well, definitely, as they get ready for this. Again, we talked about the ice conditions and that, and what can happen. We saw on the monitor earlier that they were doing after the Zamboni went out. They did a little ice repair.
And starting out in goal for the visiting Lake Erie Monsters is a 21-year-old from Winnipeg, Kelvin Pickard, as he comes into this game with a 7-7-0-1 record, a 2.71 goals against average. And in goal for the Rochester Americans is Matt Hackett, as Hackett sees the nets once again tonight. 23-year-old out of London, Ontario, and he enters this game with a 6-7-1-2 record at 2.99 goals against average. Tonight's starting goalies brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Rochester Americans.
Well, our referees tonight, Darcy Burchill and Keith Cavell, and Peter Fiola and Jeff Walker are linesmen.
And the starters for the Lake Erie Monsters, beginning on defense, will be Matt Hunwick along with Michael Tam, and then the front line will be Paul Carey, Garrett Muirs, and Colin Smith. And up front for Rochester to begin the game on defense, Drew Bagnall along with Nick Tizzolino, and then up front we'll see the line of Colton Gillies, Joe Armia, and Matt Ellis. So there's your starters as they line up at center ice, and we're about to get underway. Matt Ellis stepping in for the draw for the Amerks against Smith, as the puck is dropped. We're underway at the Frozen Frontier. And it's dumped ahead, cleared into the Rochester zone. Again, as a radio audience, at least that's to our right here in the first period. And cleared along the sideboards and brought away out to the blue line. Emers can't escape. It's taken back and now pulled out to center ice. Put that on the right wing, alongside him by Armia. That's deflected away and comes down in the corner wards and around behind the net. Chased after in the corner by the Monsters. Hold out on the near side as Muirs unable to clear the zone. That's a long shot. He grabbed by Pickard, and he'll hold on for the face-off.
Again, he's trying to get the jitters out of the game.